Hi, this is Bill Kenower of Author Magazine, and tonight we're talking to Dana Stabenow, author of the most recent Kate Shugak novel, Though Not Dead. We sat down at Third Place Books in Lake Forest Park and discussed Alaska, being surprised by your characters, and the importance of writing every day. Enjoy.
I've always known how incredibly beautiful Alaska is. It didn't matter how young I was. I mean, I knew that I loved what I looked at. Let's put it that way. I mean, God, I remember there was one time we were coming back home, and it must have been October or November. So the Leonids or the Perseids, I don't even know which meteor shower. It was flat, calm, crystal clear, and the sky was falling. I ran up to the bridge. Her mom was on watch and said, "Mom, the sky is falling like Chicken Little." So she explained to me about meteor showers, and we went out and stood on deck, and there's no starscape that is more just breathtaking than at sea, way out of sight of land and other lights. Alaska pretty much writes itself. It's for anybody who's been there, they'll tell you. It dominates everything we do. I mean, it's a land of extremes. 3 mountain ranges and hundreds, if not thousands, of rivers and streams, and 3 major earthquake faults, and 36,000 miles of coastline, if you include all the islands and archipelagos. It's just, I mean, I coined a phrase one time. I said, you put 4 Alaskans in a room, you'll have 5 marriages, 6 divorces, and 7 political parties. And people laugh, but it's true. Well, I almost died in a car wreck, and that will focus your attention. And I decided, okay, I'd been working for BP for about 6 years, and I'd saved up some money, and I thought, okay, time to fish or cut bait. And I quit, and I went back to school, and I got my master's degree, and my goal was to sell a novel, just one novel, anything, I didn't care, before I ran out of slope money. And I think I had something like $1,100 in the bank when I sold my first book. It was in between my second and third science fiction novels, and I have no background in the hard sciences, so I looked everything up 5 and 6 times and probably still got half of it all wrong. And I was tired of doing the research. There was one more science fiction novel I wanted to write, but I just wanted to take a rest, and I'd been reading mysteries at the time. So I thought, gee, I wonder if I can write a mystery. I mean, really, it was pretty much, and it was the lazy woman's way to write a mystery. I wasn't going to work very hard at it. I'd spend a lot of time sitting around tables with a lot of Alaskan old farts whose private property in the Wrangell St. Elias Park had been grandfathered in. The park had been created around them, and they hated the Park Service. Hated them. I couldn't even repeat some of the things that they said. So I had a natural victim. So, I mean, it was easy to kill off a ranger. It was just... And then Kate is a woman because it's easier to write in your own gender. And she was an Aleut because I was raised with Aleuts. And I think the only reference work I used when I wrote the book was the Alaska Almanac, Book of Facts, and my own memory. And that was it. I started writing this 2-track narrative, one with Old Sam in the past and one with Kate in the present. And I got rid of Jim, the love interest, because their relationship was very complicated and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I invented, I got him off scene. And then he started having a life of his own. I'm working away over there and it's like, what are you doing? What? I don't mean to sound precious when I say that, but, sometimes the muse knocks and you got to get up and answer the door. And this time it did, and that's why this book is so long.
Aren't those surprises some of the best stuff?
Oh, they're always the best stuff. It doesn't happen all the time. I mean, sometimes it's just a hard, tough slog from beginning to end. But sometimes you get a gift like this book and you just charge through it. And it's almost like you're writing in tongues. If they've sold their book, you have to stop obsessing about it right away and just get on with the next book. And write every day. And that may sound really simple, but it's not. The second book is always the hardest. Always the hardest. Because that's, the first book can always have been a fluke. And writers are probably the biggest self-doubters out there. And so you just have to keep moving forward. You absolutely must do that. You must write every day. I don't care if it's only a page a day or even a paragraph a day. At least that's more than you had the day before. And the next day you will have a little bit more, and the day after that. And don't worry about marketing. Don't worry about the cover art. Don't worry about, the editing. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Deal with it as it comes up, but just keep moving forward with your next book. If you want to do this as a profession, that's absolutely essential.